34 months ago, we entered into an agreement with the provincial government that they would sell us some land at Queen and University for $16 million. At the last minute, we got a letter back saying it's too little, the federal commitment is not enough, and we have no option but pull the deal.
When the letter came yesterday saying that the Opera House was dead, it was because the province had decided that it no longer wanted to sell the land to the COC. Why? They haven't said why.
What we're trying to build is something which will be one of the great houses of the world, not the most glamorous, but something which acoustically will rival Munich, which we can do now because acoustical science is pretty precise, and which will be something which is theatrically and intimate.
The design has evolved, first of all, starting with the theater hall itself, because the most important thing is to get the acoustic right. So we started with the shape of the auditorium, and then we built the theater like an onion out from that. The very last thing we dealt with really was the exterior of the building and the lobby space. Although it's very important to the audience, the most important thing is to get the acoustics right.
I really think that the problem goes right to the top. The problem is Mike Harris. He's got some kind of a grudge, first of all, against the city, I believe, and in this particular case, also against the Opera House.
What we've done immediately is to write a letter to each relevant party in each level of government to say we need a meeting urgently and without delay to sit down and see what can be done and see what would make this project go ahead as is. There isn't a city in the world where the Opera House is not a cultural center and mostly the cultural center of the city. And I think it's time that Toronto, as a great city, had one too.
The reaction to the Opera House shows very clearly that it's a very hot issue in Toronto. Whether you love it or hate it, it's a big issue. And it's not just about, you know, how many people go to the opera or anything like that. It's not about that. It's how the city feels about itself, where the city is going, you know, and who cares and how much they care, and what kind of a future we have.
But I do believe the arts are central to a nation's health, you know, and they're central to the quality of our lives. Or you don't. And if you don't, then I wish they'd say so, clearly, rather than just avoiding the issue.